Hello and welcome everybody to another video and podcast from Eliteserien Fantasy. Today I'm joined by Espen to review Game Week 17, which was just behind us, and look forward to Game Week 18. Espen, welcome back after a few weeks of no shows, a red flag, but finally you are back into the main team. So welcome back. Tell me, how are you?
Well, sorry, I got some problem with the. No, okay. Hi, Karam. Red flagged in some weeks. I'm like a player in Eliteserien who got injured all the time, and then comes back and do a haul because I really deliver when I'm here, and then it's red flag again. No, but I'm totally fine and should be here more often, but. That's the thing. Sometimes I can't, and sometimes I can.
Yes.
But I'm happy to be here now.
Yeah, it's absolutely great to have you back as well, and welcome to everybody. They are still coming over, so welcome everybody to this video. Espen, we have a few interesting topics to discuss this game week. So what's going on today?
Well, your man has delivered something. Sandefjord's Vidar Jonsson as a winger, and he's a defender in the game, and he did a haul. So maybe he's in my. No, I'm not gonna say anything yet. But Hauge or Zinck, who will take the next penalty? We gotta find out who's the captain and so on. Who is even this man who is called Vidar Ørn Kjartansson? Who is this man? Who did get 20 points in his first game for Vålerenga. He played there before, though, but wow. And someone in the top 1,000 even actually brought him in before the game, so that's ridiculous, but awesome. And me and you are on the wild card, and we have already watched each other's teams, and it's too similar.
We might post only one team, really, but it means that we are on the right track, right? We did not. I didn't know that you are on a wild card before I do mine, so I activated the wild card. I was on the Slack, and I said, you know what, I'm fed up with my team, so here is the wild card active. And a few hours later, I saw your tweet on Twitter. I was like, are you also on the wild card? So that's great for the listeners. They would have, well, we hoped 2 lineups, 2 teams, but. Yeah, a lot of similarities, but it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I will start with Game Week 17 review, and I'll go first. Finally, after shocking run of games with 5 red arrows in a row, finally I get a green arrow with 86 points with 1 transfer used. What did I do? I can't actually. Yeah, fair. Yeah, I got it. I got Pitidi, who I called Prime Henry. This guy is sensational. The goal he scored against Kjartansson, just wow, brilliant. 14 points for him, a couple of bonus points as well. That was my transfer N for Dunham. I think Dunham blanked, so it was a pretty good move. However, I still don't own Berisha. So yeah, it was not ideal, but well done to the managers who got him. And shout out to the king, VAJ, Vidar Jonsson, 11 points. I was always saying there is a goal in him. There is a goal in him. And Sandefjord is a very solid defensive team. And finally, he got that goal. And they kept it clean sheet. So that's sensational. So thanks very, very much. He's owned by 0.6%. That's at least the day he scored the goal. So now is 0.9. That's probably you, Espen. We'll find out. But yeah, that's great. He basically made the difference. The 300 plus rise came from pretty much the points of Jonsson. So now I'm just outside of the 1K, 1009. So I'm finally coming back into the race again. The race was Surmo finally came out of the use this category to save a bit of that game week with an assist, but they conceded 5 goals, so that was hilarious. Bork from Valerie nothing, and finally Hauge has outscored Singanariel, and I blame Sveen. he just disallowed a goal of Hauge from the line. It was going all in by itself. He doesn't have to do anything, and he wanted to get the goal for himself, and he touched it, and it was ruled offside. So devastating. I'm not sure who was getting the assist for that goal, probably Saltness. But yeah, it's hilarious. Sinkernagel, nothing, and Pellegrino, hero. Another haul for Pellegrino. Borvin with a goal. I don't know. That was a good punt, but not a great one. I went different to Berisha, but Berisha just smashed it. So 86 points. And yeah, let's move on. Espen, you are just behind, 60 points. And what has triggered your wild card?
Do we have to talk about this?
Yeah, not great in the backers, especially. Huh?
I got a story. I told it before on Slack, I think. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I made this league system in Fantasy Eliteserien.
Yeah.
To have this league system, I needed another account. So I made a new one. It's not allowed to have 2 accounts, but just with players that don't play, red flagged all over. So just red flagged player. And then I saw Østensen. He got back on the field and he played like 5 minutes and got 1 point for this admin team who I need to create all the leagues. So I can't be in all the leagues, right?
Yeah.
And then it turned out Østensen came in, got 1 point, and I found out I gotta replace him because I want 0 points all the time on this team because it's just an admin team. So I clicked on transfer pretty fast, clicked on the first Viking player I saw on the top, transferred him out, and got in Lien from Start. He's not playing for Start anymore. He's playing for a local team here in Kjartansson because he was red flagged, of course. I got him in and was happy about it because now I will surely get 0 points.
No, don't tell me this.
And then I found out I was on my account and I sold Berisha.
Oh my goodness.
I bought this man.
Oh my goodness.
1.4.
Oh, Stormland. There was a storm of a decision, man.
Can't believe it.
Oh my goodness. And you missed out on the 19 points last game week just because of this mistake.
Yeah, but the story is not over. I lost 19 points on Berisha. And then I thought, okay, first of all, should I get him back? And I thought, I can't. It's away to Kjartansson. Maybe he scores a goal and that's it. But then I thought, should I get him in? I decided not to do it. And that means I got a lot of money since I did this transfer. Yeah. And I had Runar Hauge for Strømsgodset. He scored and assisted for Strømsgodset against Rosenborg and got 12 points. I subbed him out too because I wanted Zachariasen in my team. He got 1 point. So it's a lot to take in. So I don't need to tell anything more about my team. I think it's just a sad day. And then I hit it in both Berisha and Butiki first day. And after I did that, Fridjonsson got injured. Now he's actually back, I think. But Zachariasen got injured. He played today, so he's back. But anyway, I needed to do something and clicked the wildcard button, and I'm still 1,200. So I actually forgot about it now. So I will keep on going and target the top 500.
There is a love message coming from Kenneth. Espen, everybody is not immune from this mistake, and that's devastating mistake. But you can always revert back. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I can't imagine this happens to me. But yeah, so it's tough. I don't know what to say. But yeah, not happy days from Hidenstad, Ruud, some minuses in your team. So the wild card is a good timing indeed. Huh? Are you still in the cup though? I'm still surviving the cup.
I can't. I haven't checked, but 60 points. I think everyone who's in the cup got more points than 60.
I'm looking down.
I'm pretty sure I'm out.
I'm looking down, and you actually lost to FC Junker, 104 points.
Yeah.
My God, yeah. I made it. I made it this game week, and I'm actually drawn to someone who is all right. 7,000 overall, but he has a good team. I just put him on the screen. Single-handed permanent captain for about 6 weeks already. He has Hank Olsen, Hauge, Bakinga, Berisha, Pellegrino. So he has the heavy hitters. So I hope that I can do something that gives me an edge with a wild card. It's always tricky. But wherever you are, Halvard Rumeret, show up on Twitter so we can talk and we can meet. I'd love to see someone. We have a Slack head-to-head actually between Otto and Heskebo. Well, that was nice to see them playing each other, and a lot of secrets will go around this game week. But yeah. All right, so let's move on. And yeah, what happened to the first game? Lots of goals. It was crazy. All right, a big win for Viking. It is Kjartansson for 5 goals to 3. Berisha, Petide, Ibrahimai, all the big guys on the points. Pellegrino as well. So, have you enjoyed the game?
Yeah, surely. I'm first of all a Viking fan, so of course I enjoyed this game. But of course I'm a fantasy man too, so it was a little bit rough when Berisha did deliver that much. But Viking are looking so good that in 10 minutes now they're meeting Aberdeen, and I think they can beat them because Viking looks like they did last season. And Butici, he's taking Trippic his place, and he's just as good as Trippic was last season. And that shot you talked about, wow, just right in the top corner, no problem to put that in. He's been great. Berisha, he was so good before he started to get these points in fantasy as well. He was a teammate with the others. He created chances, the most chances for every striker in the league. And then he started to score an assist as well. So we kind of saw it coming that he would deliver more, but never this much. So you don't have Berisha in your team. Surely you need him. And for the game home to Ålesund next, you got to have Butici too. Hauge is starting today against Aberdeen, so he is back for sure. So no problem with this orange flag in the game. And of course, Kjartansson, Pellegrino, your man, Karam, you love this Pelle guy.
Yeah, I have to do the honor every time he scores a goal. And Andy Nash made sure to tag me, not to forget to do the tweet. But what a hero.
But he did miss a penalty, though.
Yeah.
Before he scored in the rebound.
Right. I still think he will be on the penalties, right? There is no risk by anyone, potentially. Maybe Hobmark, but yeah, I think Pellegrino is going for the top goal scorer, and I expect him to.
Yeah, I think so too. Kjartansson is not in a place in the table that makes it really important. Of course, they want to win every game and score goals, but for Pellegrino, it's he will get more penalties. I'm pretty sure of that.
17 goals, and we still have 13 more game weeks to go. Just sensational from Pellegrino. Right. So the second game. Before we go, what's the story between Johansson and Bailly? They keep rotating. I think Johansson played the last 3 though. Do we have anything clear? I think the McDermott, the main keeper, should be back somewhere in September, I believe.
Yeah.
Do you have any info about the goalkeeper situation?
In Kjartansson, I don't even know if we have to answer it because we can't touch the goalkeepers in Kjartansson. But if McDermott, I'll get it back, like you say, I thought too, somewhere in September, maybe October.
Yeah.
But if he's back, I'm pretty sure he will be in that goal. But I don't know. Kjartansson are conceding goals, and I think they will keep on doing it. Only defenders I want from Kjartansson is Åsbakk, but he is out and in with injuries, so that's pretty hard to choose.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on to Stabæk win against Haugesund, 2-1. Hank Olsen was pretty much the man of the match. He scored a goal, he scored an own goal, and got a bonus point as well. So is he a must-own? I mean, he's highly owned, 43%. Probably a lot of them are dead teams. But yeah, is he in your... Well, we'll speak about the wild card, but do you think he is essential or important to own with the next fixtures with Odd away, Start at home, Salzburg away, Allison at home. The next 4 looks good.
Yeah, they do. And for me, right now, he is in a rotation plan. Even though he costs 6.1, I don't think that doesn't care in Eliteserien Fantasy. I think Stabæk next home games. It's Start, it's Ålesund, clean sheets for sure, and then they have Viking. Viking are looking good. Game week 23, so it's far away, and Sandefjord away. I want to play Hank Olsen in those games. At the same time, Viking have Ålesund, Strømsgodset, and Haugesund home games. Not at the same time, but so I can rotate Hank Olsen and Heggheim all the way. So the home games for Stabæk are looking really good. That's why, yes, I have Hank Olsen in my team.
He is also a big man for the points, for the bonus points as well. And correct me if I'm wrong, he is on penalties now if Bohinen is not on the pitch, right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, he is the second man on penalties, so there is an appeal there. Solheim is getting another assist. He's sticking along with the points though, right? He's not far away behind Hank Olsen, although he's not playing in his natural position in a right back. Yeah, so far he got 63 points for the season versus 68. So you can actually save quite a few if you need the cash. But ultimately, I still want Hank Olsen.
Yeah, but as you talk about him, I had in the start of the season, and he delivered. And delivered all the time assists when he was playing at the right back. And if Hank Olsen, if Amankwa can be totally fit soon, then Solheim will play at the back again. But I'm not pretty sure when Amankwa is for sure ready. He was subbed in this game, but that is a hard call. If you really need your money, you got your team exactly what you want. Then I think Solheim can take Hank Olsen's spot. And as I see in the comments here, Milan has scored, and it's Zlatan Ibrahimovic, which means that Bodø/Glimt 2-1, 3-1 today.
Yeah.
Scorers Boniface, Björkan, and Zinckenagel.
Was it Björkan or Berg? Because on the Slack, they said it's Berg, the third goal. Okay. So I think there is a problem in SofaScore.
Yeah, I was looking at the flash score, so maybe they're not that updated. I didn't watch the game. And the same thing about Viking. I got a question from Karen why I'm here and not looking at Viking. I don't have this direct sport to look at the game. So, so I can't see it. But,
well, we know that Viking will win against Aberdeen, so it's a sign of confidence. Right. So Salzburg secured an away win, 1-0. So that's a good clean sheet, but not for Thomas because he's out for 8 to 12 weeks. So if you own him, I hope you replaced him. But yeah, looking good for Salzburg. Heinz, for his debut, I believe, he scored the winning goal and 3 bonus points. So it's a brilliant start as well. Allison, they lost to Fred Jensen during the game. And did you hear if he is fit for next game?
Yeah, they thought when it happened, this will be for a long time. But just a day after the game or two, they found out that this isn't that I can't find the word that hard or something. So he might be back already this weekend against Viking. So it's not if you have him and you don't want to play your wild card, it's not crazy if you don't sell him. Maybe you can hope that he will start the next game.
All right. Next on is Bodø/Glimt. They smash everybody. Once we thought Odd are in brilliant form from the last few game weeks, and it was just last game week I think when Espen got 20 points, and then he ended up with -1 thanks to Bodø/Glimt, 6-1. Unstoppable team. Hauge with a brace, Saltness with a brace, Boniface with a goal, and even an own goal by the goalkeeper, which I think Zinck got the assist. I'm not sure really. One is that, but yeah, a lot of points everywhere. Even Fit got some points. The question is now, Hauge missed a penalty, and we had some talks through Fantasy Football Club in Norwegian, I think, and they met someone from the club. Yeah, you can tell us more. Who did they talk to? And did they ask them who's gonna take the next penalty? Because I'm really interested.
Yeah, I think if I can't remember correctly, I think they actually asked the manager, but I'm not sure. And Hauge is still a man to take the penalties, so it's nothing changed there. But we know that Zinkernagel, when Hauge scored the goal after he missed the penalty, Zinkernagel, he looked frustrated. He wasn't happy when Hauge scored that goal. So there's something between them, and when Bodø/Glimt are getting another penalty, I don't think that Zinkernagel just are going to watch and say this is okay. I think he will try to convince Hauge that I'm the man to take this penalty. But the hard call here is, who are you picking from Bodø/Glimt? For me right now, it has to be the three midfielders, Saltnes, Hauge, and Zinkernagel, but it's hard to go without Bodø/Glimt striker, and I still think Boniface will start the next one. But then suddenly Junker is back, who has said to Fantasy FK as well that he maybe will be ready for the game against Brann.
Oh, I must admit that I was burnt so much the last month by Junker and Leite James. Sorry, Leite. But yeah, especially Junker. Every week they say 50-50. He made the bench. He had a cameo. He is off again or out again. And I did not have the chance or the certainty to sell and get Berisha like few game weeks already. And it was a point where I actually, before I activate the wild card, I raged to transfer him out for Berisha while he's scoring the points. I just made the transfer. I want to get it done. But again, it looks too good to ignore the striker of Bodø/Glimt, whoever is that. And as you said, if Junker is back soon, I don't even know, because Boniface did not do anything wrong. He's been brilliant, scoring goals and assists every weekend. So is he gonna get his place back? And there was a very good chat on Slack, especially from Johannes, proposing an attack in game week 20, which we'll talk about further later. But game week 20, I actually want a Bodø/Glimt striker, whoever that is. So if I go on the wildcard with Saltness, I might be in a position where I need to swap Saltness with a Bodø/Glimt striker.
Yeah.
So it's a tricky one, and it's the only dilemma I have for the rest of the week to decide: do I go Saltness or Boniface / Junker, whoever I know is ready, and just keep swapping basically. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think of the third position of Glimt?
Well, as I said, right now I think it's Saltness, but then I started thinking, this is not good at all. It has to be the wrong thing. But I just was thinking, Zachariasen, he has Haugesund at home and then Ålesund next 2 games, right? Saltnes away to Brann, and of course home to Vålerenga. It doesn't matter who Bodø/Glimt are playing against, and Saltnes is top 4 of the midfielders.
Yeah.
So forget about that. But still, I'm kind of thinking maybe the right choice is to go Zachariasen in those 2 games, but then I can't fit in Boniface, because I want Kjartansson and I want Berisha. That means I gotta go 2 from Bodø/Glimt.
Yeah.
And that sounds ridiculous, right? So don't use 3 players from Bodø/Glimt. But it's a thought that I have think about.
Yeah.
And it's something to do to try to climb, to get higher, because if we just pick the same team, we will maybe rise a little bit, but we won't take those steps we may want. But I'm pretty sure I will pick Saltnes, but it's just a thought.
Yeah, I totally see where you're coming from. And Zachariasen, he scored in the game today for Rosenborg, so he looks good as well. The thing is, everybody around us, we are both in top 1.5k. I'm pretty sure there's a majority of them, if not all of them, have a 3-booted limit. So whatever they do, it's a red arrow. And even with the captaincy, so they are effective on a quadruple on 4 assets. And it feels like drawing a game week without the 3rd spot of booted limit, regardless whoever that is, it's just a bad sign, unless your replacement goes really, really hard and score a lot of points and holds. So it's really tough to draw. I might draw Zachariasen, but I have to make sure I have Boniface or Jonker. But I don't know which one I would go for. So it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. Let us know in the chat, what are you thinking of the 3rd spot for booted limit? Because it's really tricky, I must admit. Moving on quickly to a win, a clean sheet, and a goal from Vidar Ari Jonsson against Mjøndalen. I didn't actually bother when McCartney conceded, because it's my man who scored. Precise as well with a goal. A shout out to Jakob, who just wildcarded last week, and he got Brorad with an assist and a couple of bonus points as well. So he got also 10 points. Very well done. We love Sandefjord defense. So tell us about this game.
Well, Mjøndalen are looking awful. Yeah. So Mjøndalen for me is the favorite to go down with Ålesund. I think even Start are looking better than Mjøndalen. So you thought about Makani in your team? Yeah, he do grab some points because he has a bonus magnet and saves and so on. But I think it has to be time now that Makani disappears from the teams. He can't do this all the time, but he has done it so far this season. So yeah, I can't say anything if you go there. But for Sandefjord and Vidar Ari Jonsson, we can't be too sure that he will start every game though. So that's a hard call to bring him in. But he got a goal. He was subbed off after 70, something like that. And it's interesting, but I actually don't know why he didn't play those 3 games.
I can't tell you. He was injured.
He was injured. That's good.
Yeah, because, he had an injury. He missed. He went off against Strømsgodset in game week 13. He missed out completely 14 and 15, and he made a cameo for 9 minutes against Kristiansand. I have the screen already for the listeners. It's funny because absolutely no one is following Sandefjord the news but myself, because I care about a player in my team. So yeah, he missed out because of an injury, and he was subbed off after 66 minutes. He secured a clean sheet anyway, but yeah, the team did not concede till the very end. So it's a good sign. And looking at the games before, he was pretty much a starter. He started pretty much all the games. He usually does not complete 90 minutes. He gets a sub off after 64, 65 minutes plus. That's
good. That's perfect as a defender.
Yeah, so
he will most likely get a clean sheet. And then maybe he did something before it. So
exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Sandefjord, they don't get hammered in general. So if they can manage a 0-0 or 1-0 up against Strømsgodset by the minute 70, it might be actually a decent strategy to get him in, because he's likely to get subbed off. And then whatever happens to Sandefjord defense, it feels like the Laporte post restarting last season in FPL. When I got him, he used to be replaced in 65 minutes, clean sheet, and then go on, score that goal against Man City. It's pretty similar. But Rofo is bonus points magnet, I must admit. He looks so good for the bonus. But yeah, low ownership still, less than 1%. So the fixtures for Sandefjord, Strømsgodset is pretty decent one, but then horrific. Molde, Bodø/Glimt, even Vålerenga is tough. it eases a bit from 22. So I wouldn't look for a midfielder or striker because we have already too many. But actually, Rufo is quite differential. If you look for the differential one, Rufo might be the one, in my opinion. So yeah. Let's see. Stromgrot said 3 goals to 3 to Rosenborg. So Borven scored that scrappy goal. I think it's a penalty. And he got subbed off early. But yeah, first game, Hansen is back. They did not look good defensively, but they managed to score a few goals. So yeah, what's going on with Rosenborg? And yeah, they are still in Europe. So what do you think of their assets?
Well, they did won this game in Europe, and now they are home to Antalyaspor in next.
Yeah.
So I hope and actually think that they might go through to Europe. And for Molde as well, who are through, I think it's hard now to go for place in these teams because there will be Europe in every midweek. Every single midweek they will play in Europe. So that is a tough one. It will be rotations and so on. And I have Hansen in my team as a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
But Faye is there. I don't know, Manchester United. I don't know if Rosenborg will do it. Romero are playing the cup games. De Gea has been playing the Premier League games. We don't know. Maybe Rosenborg, maybe Molde are trying to do the same thing. And that's why it's a little bit risky when Faye has been playing that much and he's been okay. So that's why I think it's hard with the goalkeeper. And for Hedenstad as well, he has played a left back. He did play today too. I hope he played well today, but the game who was in the weekend, it was bad. And Konate is signed as a left back. Maybe he's in and takes his place. This is why it's hard to pick Rosenborg assets. And I hope for Hareide, who is the manager, that it will turn for Rosenborg. And the games coming up for Rosenborg too are looking good.
Yeah.
So it's hard to sit without.
Yeah, absolutely. Just 2 things to correct from my end. So the goal from Borven was actually a pass from the goalkeeper. So it was a scrappy goal, not a penalty. A penalty was a game week before. And the second thing, thanks to Kenneth in the chat, he is saying that Rurod is suspended for next game week. So don't rush if you are going to get him. You can get, of course, VAJ instead. Yeah, with regards to Rosenborg, Borven has left my wildcard team. But I really want some cover, and I don't know from where. Ritan, Hedenstad, one of them will make way for Konati, who is going to play on the left back, so it's one spot for the right back. Zachariasen, yeah, he went from my team. He left my team based on the injury. But the only scenario I will get him is on Saltna's position, because I'm pretty sure or Pitiri, whatever they spell the pronunciation of him, Pellegrino, and the double Buduglemt, Hauge and Singernagel. So Zacharias will be the 5th midfielder pretty much. And of course, up top, I can't even trust Borven or Islamovic. They are scoring goals. They are in a good run. I think, yeah, I just don't know which one I will pick. And there are better options for cheaper. Berisha is top of them. Whoever plays for Buduglemt as well. Someone we'll talk about later on. He is as expensive as Borven, but he looks like, wow, a good one. So I don't know. I don't know where to cover Rosenborg.
Wow.
But yeah, it's gonna be tough to make the decision on Rosenborg. Last game of the game week was Valeringa, 5 goals against Brand. That's the guy I'm gonna talk about. So Kjartansson, 3 goals in about 27 minutes of playing. Sharawi with a goal, Bjorder with a goal. So we are seeing a different Valeringa, different names on the score sheets. 2 assists from Dunham. Oh, I don't know why I said he blanked, but he got 2 assists at the very beginning. But still outscored, PTG outscored him, so that's all right. But yeah, tell us about the 20 points man. Who is he? Where is he from? Actually, when he was priced at 11 million, I was like, whoa, who is he? Is he James Borvin type of player? But it seems he is. So who's Kjartansson?
Well, he played for Vålerenga for a while ago. And he did well in Vålerenga. Then he got transferred away to another team. He's been up and down in these teams, but when he got back to Vålerenga now, as you can see, he really did good in this first game, and he might be the best finisher in Eliteserien now. He is that good. Not just because of this game, but we knew before too that Kjartansson was a man who could score goals. But 20 points in his first game, who saw that coming? Well, there was a lot of players who actually bought him, as I said. So someone saw this. But Vålerenga, I think they needed this man and Bjørdal. Who got the goal here. It's dense, but after some while they found out that this goal was Sarawi's. So that means Sarawi had actually 2 goals and Bjørdal nothing. But Bjørdal was good. Kjartansson was good. I think those 2 pieces was the missing link in Vålerenga. So I think Vålerenga will keep on going. And if they win against Molde now, they're 2 points behind Molde.
Wow.
So Vålerenga is a team to look for, but when I have said that, I don't think Borchgrevink or Claesson, I can't think of getting them in because I don't know if the defense is good enough. Maybe those games will come 5-1, 3-2, 2-1, and so on. But can't see too much clean sheets. Even though Mjøndalen and Sandefjord are coming in 20 and 21, of course, great fixtures. But in the next 7, I think those 2 games are the only one they will keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, it sounds that way. And to be honest, it looked tricky on paper to get Kjartansson against Molde and Bodø/Glimt. But actually, they are not strong defensively, especially Bodø/Glimt. They concede pretty much in every game, because they play very attacking style, so they might leave a lot of space for him. Molde, they kept a clean sheet against Karabakh for 120 minutes, and Karabakh is a Champions League team. So with Gregerson back and Hagen, they looked much better defensively, and it might be not perfect game for him. But if I am on a wild card, so I have to make a choice now, and probably his price will rise soon or rather later. So I think I will go for him and just hope for the best against Molde. And as you said, it looks good for the next game week. So I think I'm gonna get him in. I'm picking up the bandwagon. He's already on by 17%, believe it or not. That's crazy. Right, so moving on to next game week 18, and of course we will touch on the captaincy. So Espen, let's start by Bodø/Glimt against Brann, where we always look for. Are you still gonna be permanently captaining wherever you are on Sindre Nagel or Hauge, or you would look elsewhere? But let's start with Bodø/Glimt.
Well, Bodø/Glimt, for sure they will score 2 goals at least. I'm really sure about that. Everyone is. So Zinckernagle and Hauge will get something. That's for sure. So to captain Hauge or Zinckernagle, it has to be the way to go. But Brann, they looked so bad against Vålerenga, but Vålerenga as well looked pretty good. But I think Brann are being smashed by Bodø/Glimt. But it is the natural grass. That's something. Bodø/Glimt did win against Rosenborg away, so they can, of course, they can play on this field too. But maybe that's something. Brann at home, they can't. Egil Drillo Olsen, it's a man in Norway who was the manager for the national team sometime. He always said, if a team is losing by 5 or more goals, they won't do it the next game. That's the one thing they will make sure of. But it's Bodø/Glimt, so maybe it will happen anyway. But that's why we can look somewhere else, Karam. And where's that?
I can't look past Pele. Kristiansen against the start. I think it's a good fixture for Pele. I think he's a very captainable option that was overlooked. It's not overlooked by a bad mean, because the other Bodø/Glimt guys are delivering. But if you nail that game week where Pele just holds and the other Bodø/Glimt guys not necessarily blind but have a small return, then you can make an edge. You can climb the ranking easily by this decision. And I think, regardless of the defense of Kristiansen, I think they are feeding Pellegrino really, really well. He's on penalties, 17 goals for the season. He is in a absolutely fire. So he's a decent captaincy option. Sadly for me, he's still third on the list after Signal and Hauge. But I can totally understand people who want to go differently, and Pellegrino is by far the best captain option, along with the Bodø/Glimt guys. What do you think?
I think if you look at his last 5 games, it's pretty obvious that he should be a captain. Shows 12, 7. I don't have the numbers right, but 13, 15, 11, something like that.
I can get them for you, it's
crazy.
It's insane. And we'll speak about another one with the same returns. But 12, 7, 15, 16, and 11. That's hilarious. 139 points for the season. It's bizarre. But yeah, of course, he's one, but not the only one, because Viking, they have their who is that? Maradona or Berisha? What can we call him? Van Persie? Yeah, he's in a form of his life. And if you look at his returns again, let me put it here on the screen because it's as crazy as it gets. So 12, 13, 10, 9, 19. What is next? 25 against Alessand. So yeah, Berisha. What do you think?
He's my captain right now.
Wow.
So that tells a lot. I think the right choice is still Zinck or Hauge. I think that's the right one. I don't know, but after last game week, when it went so bad, I started to think you got to do something else. And if you look, like we just talked about, the last 5 games of both Berisha and Pellegrino is as good as Bodø/Glimt as its last 5 games. So why we can't oversee that? We have to look at the fixtures, and Ålesund at home is still a better fixture than Brann away, even though it's Bodø/Glimt, and even though Brann looked really awful last game week. But I'm actually considering double captain too. One to save for myself. That's okay. I go Berisha and have Hauge or Zinck as my vice captain, because double captain it is a chip you have to use when you don't know who to captain, and that is every game week now. So of course you can do double captain every game week, but I'm actually thinking about it because I'm going away from Bodø/Glimt and I go to Berisha, and maybe
you need some cover from Bodø/Glimt, huh?
But maybe it's a too safe call in a chip. Maybe you can't save too much when you're doing a chip, but it is about the vice captain or the second captain. It's not about the first one, because one guy you will captain, okay, he will get that number of points anyway, just as you did when you played double captain. You got like 2 points for Hauge or what it was.
Junker. I got 1 point from Junker, and vice or second captain was Signal who hold. So
exactly.
It was the exact strategy.
Yeah, and that's you can't be any more happy, because if you didn't do it, you had just Junker, because that was the guy you wanted the captain, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, I totally agree. Looks good. I would just throw a name. It's a bias. I don't think anyone will do it, but Vidar Ari Jonsson Ristrom Godset, he might score another goal. I don't think he will hold. If he's a defender, he keeps a clean sheet, he will. But is there any other options? Molde back after the blank against Valerenga. Tricky on paper, tired team, 120 minutes. I don't know if anyone is actually owning any Molde assets, but against Valerenga, would you consider captaining any one of them?
I would consider captaining Kjartansson against Molde.
That's the other way, yeah.
That's the only guy I wanted to captain in this game. But of course, if you see James and Akram starting, I still don't think it's the way to go this round. But this game and the next game, we will see Molde's line up. They did win against Karabag now, and that will make them playing at Wednesday, which means they will start this game at Saturday as planned.
Yeah.
So maybe that game, next game week against Sandefjord at home, then you can do something smart and bring in Ikram or what you want.
Yeah, it's important to mention as well the Molde are one game away from Champions League group stage, but definitely they will play in Europe for the rest of the season. So if they lose next game, next playoff, then they will go straight to Europa League. That being said, Europa League means a Thursday match, and they will always play Sunday. For the rest of the season, they will have Sunday games and midweek game pretty much until the end of the season. And so it's gonna be difficult to invest without knowing who's gonna play from Molde. At least we will know the next 2 game weeks. We will have the team sheets, but afterwards it will be hard because of the European commitment. So it's something I'm considering with investing in Molde. I'm a bit cautious. I had Hagen at some point in my wildcard, but not anymore. It's still coming in and out, but it's important to know that about Molde. All right, so that's it about the captaincy, and of course, let's see what we have questions from the community, Espen, and the Slack as well. So thanks to everybody who send us the question. I will just pick them up straight away, and let's start by yeah, we have first question from David Strom, who's asking about Alisson defense. So since the new manager, they conceded 1 goal in 2 matches, I believe. Are they actually better defensively, or because they played Salzburg and Start, who are not a high-scoring team anyway? So what is the deal with Alisson defense? Can we still target them? Of course, you are considering that with Berisha, but are they better?
I think we have to target them until they shove us something else, because Sarpsborg and Start are the 2 teams that score the least goals. If you don't think about Mjøndalen, if you forget about Mjøndalen, then Start and Sarpsborg are the teams who scores the least. And we also have to remember that Sarpsborg, they had Moss, but Strand Larsen wasn't there. They missed something at top. Yeah. And what can you expect from Start anyway? And Tvom scored. He's a defensive midfielder. I think we have to target Olsen until they show us that they're getting better, because I don't think they have showed us that just yet.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. Kenneth, who is also in the chat, welcome, Kenneth. He's asking, I think he's looking for differentials in the top 100, if I understood the question correctly. Who to differ from my position? He is in the top 100. Brilliant. So let's talk about differentials. And I mentioned someone. It's extremely differential in Rofo, but actually Heinz could be someone else from Salzburg. I think his price is 6.5. So is he someone to target potentially?
Well, the guy who has asked the question already has Heinz in his team, I think.
Okay.
He's Sarpsborg 08 man, so he loves that club. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Kenneth. But of course, Sarpsborg players are a good value. If you want to diff now, I think you have to diff in the defense. And then like Vidar Jonsson, for example, 4.5. You can go Dyrestam, and you're signing for Sarpsborg. Sarpsborg's defense still looking good, so that's a man to look for. And goalkeepers too. Maybe you can go Hansen, maybe you can go Linde. You have someone else than others has. But then again, as we talked, if you want to still climb, you gotta do something crazy if you are changing the top 7.
Yeah.
But Kjartansson, for example, you maybe you can go without him in 2 more games because he's playing Molde and Bodø/Glimt.
Yeah.
And then have Boniface in those 2 games and hope that he will start.
Yeah.
And then start with Zachariasen instead of Saltnes, for example. I think that's, even though it doesn't look like it's much, I think it's enough when, like Kenneth, your top 100, you don't need to diff too much, but you need 1 or 2 or 3 players that you believe in, that you want to play beside those who are essential.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think going depth in this position is really risky. You can make up with some ground, but you can easily come back to the 500 rank. It happened to me when I was at 400-ish early this season. I don't know what happened, but I just lost my ranks pretty quick to outside of the top 1000. So I would say, yeah, stick with the people you know that will deliver, and try to make some, reasonable risky choices, potentially the captaincy, maybe 1 or 2 picks, but not going too much differential. But Adam Mack is asking about Rosenborg defenders. We already touched on them. He also says very unreliable, and we don't actually know who's gonna play after Konati makes his debut, and I don't know when. But I think he is at 5.5. He could actually be an option in himself once we know that he's gonna start week in, week out. So that's something to monitor. FPL Ockwell is asking about potential more double game weeks and blind game weeks this season. You can correct me, Espen, if I'm wrong, but I don't think that there will be any blanks by the end of the season. The way it is structured is to have always weekend games. No cup this season, so that's another relief for the double game weeks. Unless some coronavirus that cancels some matches. Do we expect anything that leads to double game weeks?
Nothing. The only thing that can lead to this is the virus is going on, but I think it's pretty under control in Norway. So I hope it won't happen actually, because I think that's the only thing. But of course, Bodø/Glimt do have a home game in game week 28 in December. So it's that is snowing and everything is ice cold, like it will be in Norway. That's the only possible solution for another double game week. But when are they going to play that one? In the Christmas day? I don't know. So I don't think it will happen. Only thing that can make it happen is, as I said, the virus or the weather.
Yeah. Fair enough. A question from Neil Baxter is asking, do we look at bringing back Molde players? And I just mentioned that potentially I'm looking at Gregerson, Hagen as well, but we don't know about Kitolano, rotation, European games. Up top, Akram is always welcome to the team if he fires for. But what do you think of Molde? Surely they will pick up themselves at some point.
I think it's no-go now, and most likely for the rest of the season. The only thing that can change my mind is if Molde are having one team in the league and one team in the Champions League, Europe League, because that might be it, that they are playing different sides in those leagues. So if Uhi is playing every game in the Eliteserien, if we can see that for a while, and James are playing all the games in Europe, then I could start to consider that man who will play in the Eliteserien.
All right. A question from Heskebo. How will the European campaigns impact the team selections for the league games? So my 2 cents on this, Molde will heavily rotate. With absolutely no indication who's going to play here or there between Uhi and James or Eitrim and Christiansen, example, Kitolano, Hayden, all of them are threat to rotation. But for Molde, they must be focusing more on Europe, I would believe, because the league is pretty much far from them. Maybe they will play for the second place, but I think they will give more attention. So I would expect some sort of a stronger team in Europe. My feeling on this. With regards to Bodø/Glimt, I don't think that they have enough depth to really rotate much. There's no decent replacement for Signal or Hauge, and they're playing every 3 games now. So I think Bodø/Glimt will still line up with the strongest team. Molde will give a stronger team in Europe. Do you have the same feeling about this?
Just the same feeling. And if Bodø/Glimt are beating Milan, I can't see it coming, but Milan are just leading 1-0 against Shamrock Rovers, so maybe they can do something. But if Bodø/Glimt are getting through, I think still it's more important for Bodø/Glimt players to actually finally win the league. But I think that's no problem anyway, because they have such many points more than Molde, who is also playing in Europe. So I think it's pretty obvious that Bodø/Glimt will win the league anyway. So, but as you said, the same team most likely for Bodø/Glimt, and Molde will heavy rotate, such as Rosenborg, I think.
Yeah. Fair enough. So let's move on to the last part of the stream. I understand there is another stream for FPL. Some people might want to join. So let's wrap up by going through the wildcard teams. And I will start with you, Espen. Who is the man at the back who plays against Stromgross? So tell us first about your wildcard team. Who are the locked-in players? Who are the people who might players who might still go out? So tell us more about it.
Locked in the midfield, the 2 strikers, actually the 3 strikers, because Rudveter is the cheapest one, 4.3. Locked in every of those players. Something has to happen tonight with Butici or Berisha if I will change my mind. Rud is locked in for me. He will stay there. An odd defender and a man who is they say that he's not in the penalties anymore, but I'm not too sure. I think he might take it anyway, and assist potential corners, free kicks, and so on. So he's an obvious one, and the rest is not safe at all. I can change this. Maybe I'll go Dyrestam instead of Ness. Because just to as a differential, a new signing for Sarpsborg. And goalkeeper, it can be anyone. Mito Nilsson was there earlier today. I changed it because I think Hedenstad is too risky, so I went Hansen and Ness instead of Mito Nilsson and Hedenstad. And Vidar Ari Jonsson, he is there for this game, and after that, as you see on my bench, he is most likely the 5th defender for me, but the big differential who is playing as a winger and can get clean sheets, and you can't look away from it, even though I've done it for several game weeks, but Karam has not, so he finally got 11 points for him. But your team, Karam, it's pretty the same, but why are you taking someone else in the defense as I have?
Yeah, and so here is my team. And funny enough, when I got your team, I was like, okay, let's post one team. I do have the same 7 in the 11, the 5 midfielders, the 2 strikers. I still have Hestad, hoping that when Krumsun got injured last game week, Hestad came in, and I think Bamba went out wide. We don't know yet what's going on with Krumsun. How long is his injury, but if he's out, then Hestad might get some game time, and then at least I will have an active striker. Ultimately, I don't want that. Ultimately, I want a 3rd striker for potentially the attack in game week 20. So I might be looking at Junker or Boniface back at the expense of Saltness, but Saltness has to be downgraded as well. At the back, it's Esperud locked as well. Vidar Ari Jonsson, I looked around for the budget, and I don't think that I can find a better defender at 4.5 or even until 5 million than Jonsson with the potential he has. Hank Olsen, I think I agree with you what you said earlier about stubborn fixtures. I think he is gonna get some bonus points as well. Gregerson is the one of the differences. When I saw him yesterday back, I said like he is the 3 bonus points man. Like he is liked by the commentators, so I got him. He is first on the bench. I don't know how to settle this. I think they will concede, but I might start him somehow. Daland is still there. I didn't think too much about replacing him, and I sold Heidheim because I don't know. I don't have a lot of value, so I afforded to sell him and catch the rise of Hank Olsen. The only thing I did not tinker much actually about is Makani. I have a lot of value. I have him since 4.5. So he is 5.2 now. So the sell decision will not be easy, and I don't know really where to go. Rosbach maybe, Sandberg of Stabæk maybe,
Mitto
Hansen.
Nilsson, Insta Sarpsborg.
Yeah, I think, but they are way more expensive than from what I bought Makani. So, but definitely, I can't see Mjøndalen conceding easily in 5 of the next 6 game weeks. So Makani might make way at the very end. Maybe Mitov Nelson, maybe Hansen, maybe Rosbach. I don't see more goalkeepers coming in for Makani. But yeah, I did not make up my mind on this. Captain
Karam,
yeah.
Do you want 0.1 more money? I can give it to you.
Yeah, tell me.
If not, maybe I'm wrong, because if you have had Hauge in your team since he was 4.0, I'm failing now. But if he's 4.1, you gotta get rid of him because he's not playing. Hauge, second goalkeeper.
Yeah, even if he's 4.1, I think I have him at. Let me check actually. Because
maybe you have him at 4 since
the very beginning, since wildcard in game week 3, I have him. But yeah, let me see what is his price. It's actually 4.1, but the sale is 4.0. It must be that. Yeah, 4.0 is a sale.
Okay.
Did you have some idea? Do you?
Yeah, if it was 4.1, you could just pick him out and get in Granlund at 4.0, and you would have more money in your bank.
Oh, right. Yeah, got you. Yeah. No, sadly, yeah, but it's a great idea. No, I don't have that 0.1 extra.
No.
Yeah, Captain Hauge. It will be a debate until the end of the week because I want the one who will take the penalty, and I can't know for sure. So I might stick it with Hauge as well. All right, that's it. We'll see how it goes. But that's pretty much it. That's the end of the stream here. Espen, thanks so much for joining me here today, and good luck with the wild card. And yeah, speak to you soon.
Thank you, Karam. Speak to you soon. Good luck to you as well.
Yeah.
Let me see. I will win this.
Yeah, I'm 11 points ahead of you. Hopefully, I can increase the gap, but it's gonna be going to the wire for sure. Thanks everybody for joining the chat as well, for this joining the stream here today, and good luck as well for next game week. Cheers.